Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. You've just got JC today. Reptar was up till God only knows how early in the morning. He's working on a video submission for NFT NYC, which we have received. We've been invited to apply for this NFT convention, and they want basically like a 1 minute pitch video. And I don't know if you've ever tried to distill yourself or a project you're working on down into a 1 minute video, but it's kind of hard to do, especially when you're trying to make it look polished and increase your chances of getting this invite here. So he was up. I talked to him last night around 11, and he was going to stay up and work on that because we do need to get that submitted in a timely manner. So you just get me today, unless for some reason he gets a spike of caffeine and pops on, which you never know with Reptar. But with that being said, we are going to get straight into it. I got a couple of updates on the Clarity Act, got a little bit of XRP, a little bit of HBAR, but really want to talk about these two massive dumps between basically a layer 0 bridge hack with KELP and then RAVE, which we freaking called last week. I need to pull that video up. I had it pulled up. Let's see if I still have it. We called it last week. Do I still have it on the right time frame? I do not. All right. I will get that set up here in just a second. But if you go back to our video from last Tuesday, as I said, I will pull it up here in a minute and show you the exact moment where I said be careful and why I said be careful, and we'll talk about it. But let's get straight into the bubbles, my bubbles. Oh, and by the way, we may end up with a little bit of Lambo action this after all of this, because, as we talked about, Olivium's Lamborghini collaboration has started today. All right, let's go straight to the bubbles. This is so funny to me because looky, here comes Cookie. RAVE is up 144%. Wow, that must be great, right? Yeah, no, it's not. They dumped. They rugged, like I told you they would a week ago. So, yeah. But they are up from 48 cents to $1.60 there. So, yeah. I mean, you do what you want to do if you want to try and play this bounce and play with these scammers, but you do you. We'll talk about what happened. Let's get into some of the other stuff. Monera's up. I actually been hearing some movement on Monera XMR and I'm sorry, not Monera. I meant XLM. Stellar Lumens got a tie-in with XRP. We'll see. If you're into that, all of the ecosystem there, XLM's not a bad play. Monero is up a little bit. Then you've got Memecore is rank 15 in market. Look at that, 7.32 billion in market cap. I don't even know what it does. HBAR Ondo. Everything's up today. There is expected to be some announcement from President Trump today. I want to discuss some people making some short positions on oil ahead of so-called announcements, which I find interesting. I'll do that in a minute. Let me get to this first. Let's refresh and make sure we have the accurate price. So Bitcoin hanging out 75, which is great considering, last week we were hanging out down here at 70. The week before that, we were hanging down at, 66. Now, this to me was an interesting day. Yesterday, Sunday, we dumped 78. You expect a pullback. You expect some profit taking. This is an expected candle. And then we dumped, but we held 74 pretty well. What is that? 73.8. And then, again, 73.7. And then it rocketed back up here, 76. Now we're kind of hanging out here. We'll see which way we're going to go. But, this candle right here was last Friday from the Strait of Hormuz being open. And less than 24 hours later, Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is closed. And we dump. And then we rebound. And I know Reptar and I have both said it before, but it really just looks like they're just playing games to manipulate markets. One day they say one thing to make you go up, the next day they say the opposite to make you go down so that people can long and short. And we'll see who's doing that. Let me see if there's anything else interesting on this chart here. 2.55 on the market cap. Still hanging out in neutral. Not quite in agreed. RSI is right in the middle. Yeah, Bitcoin hanging. Bitcoin 75.8. Ethereum 2,300. If President Trump makes some kind of another one of those announcements about, oh, we have a deal, here's the details of the deal, and it goes up, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. We will note XRP flipped Binance again. I don't know what they need to take stable coins off of they need to have a separate, because I mean a stable coin, all they have to do is make more stable coin. Like they could print 1.6 trillion tether and make it the number one. Like that's just dumb. They need to take that off. But XRP, you can see now, has got 3 billion more in market cap than Binance. They'll duke it out until somebody gets up to here, but that's going to be a while. All right, let me go back to Rave. We're going to talk about this. I want to show you the chart. We'll talk about exactly what happened later, but as predicted on Saturday, so Saturday, or is that, hang on, scroll down so we can see what day that is. That's the 18th. Today's the 21st. So yeah, on Saturday, the big boys dumped their stuff. They dumped it from a high of almost 28 all the way down to $2.44. The volume there doesn't tell me, does it? Does it say here? Yeah. 571 million in volume. Already had 647 million in volume today. These candles here, 512, 709. Yeah, so this is people just trying to make a buck. But I want to show you what happened. I want you to remember this number, and we're going to come back to it. We're going to scroll all the way down here. We talked about it, again, a week ago. The video from 1 week ago. Uh, 6 days ago. Here we go. This one right here. Turn that off. Okay. Got that set up for you here in a minute. And we'll get to that later. But I showed you this a week or 6 days ago, technically. Number of holders and the market cap. You should remember these numbers. Almost 60,000 holders. And the market cap is down to 416 million. Last week, does anybody remember what it was? That's right. It was over 4 billion. This changed dramatically. And I'm going to show you. In fact, let me see if I can get this to exactly where it was. Currently, 91.8% is held in the top 10 wallets. Now, let me pull this up and I will show you what it was last Wednesday. All right, I got that. Switch, replace. See, normally I would have Reptar talking while I do this. This is last Wednesday's video. But you look right here, right here, right here. Zoom in with me. Right here. The top 10 wallets held 99.37% of the circulating supply. I told you in this video, they will dump on you. Look, you can go back and watch it. 8 minutes, 38 seconds. That's this mark right here. I told you they will dump on you. Okay? And that's exactly what they did. All right. Back to the other one. And those wallets still hold 91.8% of the circulating supply. So you do what you want. If you think you can play the game with these guys here and play these candles, like, seriously, what's going on there? There you go. That's an hourly. boo, dump it, dump it, dump it, dump it. And now it's going to hang out down here. If you want to play, if you think you can play with them, cool, good luck. I really wish you the best of luck. No one cares about the CME group. Couple of bits of news before we get into some of the nitty gritty here. Senator Tillis is requesting postponement of the markup to May. Yeah, that's right. Going to have Clarity Act first of the year. Well, going to have into January. Well, maybe it's going to roll into February. Into February, March, April, May. They're not going to get it done. They're like, the Senate is worthless. They can't get anything done because they come to work for 3 days and then they take 10 days off. And they come to work for 4 days and then they take 2 weeks off. So they are absolutely worthless. The core standoff is unchanged. Wait a minute. I thought we had a deal. Banks want full yield ban. Crypto wants activity-based rewards allowed. Look, as it stands right now, the Stablecoin Act, the Genius Act that was passed last year, they can do stablecoin rewards. There's no regulation in the Genius Act that disallows stablecoin yields. So the banks can either leave it as is and let exchanges do whatever they want, including stablecoin yields, because it's not in the stablecoin bill. The Genius Act is the stablecoin bill passed last year. They didn't mention any of this, but now they're like, oh crap. So they're holding this up. So is this ever going to pass? Probably not. I'm sure it will, but I'm so frustrated. The Senate is absolutely worthless. All of you are worthless hacks, and you need to be fired. So anyway, from X-Finance Bull, Eleanor Terrett just broke down exactly what the Senate Banking Committee has until Friday to notice a markup for the week of April 27th. They won't do it this week because they want to push it back. Again, if they miss it, the Senate goes on recess. They just got off of recess. A compromise on the stablecoin yield was already reached. Really? North Carolina Bankers Association is urging member banks to flood. Like, you're a bank, you're not a person. Senators don't represent institutions or banks. They're supposed to represent the people in their state, not the businesses in their state. But we all know how that game is played, don't we? Yeah, and this is banks can take the win, which is no direct stablecoin yield on crypto exchanges. You actually have to do something like you have to stake or you have to trade or whatever. But they can offer rewards for activity. They just can't offer basically deposit interest. Or they can let nothing happen and no regulations are in place and exchanges can offer whatever they want. So, hey, at this point, screw you banks, screw you senators. I hate you all. All right. A little bit on HBAR, a little bit on XRP, and then we'll get into the main bit here. Raul Powell, a guy that we like for his macroeconomic thesis, a guy that I say we, I mean me and Reptar. I like him. He's saying XRP, HBAR could 37x or maybe even 390x by 2030. Just laying out the possibilities for it, which is great. Makes me happy. All right. From All in Crypto, another person I watch religiously. I watched 2 of his videos this morning. This is Rupert at All in Crypto. Great technical analysis, great relationships across the industry. Has interviewed several of the, head developers on HBAR, I guess would be what I would say. But Stacks Institutional Sandbox, Giants like BlackRock, UBS, State Street. So here is who is involved with HBAR. Deutsche Bank, Commerzbank, Lloyd, Schroders, UBS, State Street. All big, massive financial backers. Keiko's the one I've heard of recently. I'm not sure what the others are. Again, you got the banks back here. Excuse me. BlackRock, UBS, yeah, like Polygon, APEC. Like these are Canton and Hedera and Ethereum. These are all guys. They're all working together. This is not I know people are very loyal to their particular coins, and you should be. That's great. But the people like, Bitcoin maxis, ETH maxis, XRP maxis, whatever maxi you are, it's like everybody else can win too. It doesn't have to be just yours. All right. One more thing here from CoinDesk. Ripple, the company, not the token, unveils a 4-phase plan to make the XRP ledger quantum resistant by 2028, which is great. We all want to be quantum resistant. Cool. Good job. Moving on. This is something I found interesting because this happens a lot of times. This is from Crypto Rover. An institution opened a $75 million oil short ahead of Trump's speech today. That was at 8. Supposedly, this has already happened. I haven't seen anything breaking on it yet, but I'll check here at the end. But they opened an oil short, which means they're expecting the price of oil to go down. Then we have another one from Crypto Tice. Someone just placed a $100 million bet. $5 million at 20x leverage. Yeah. We've seen it time and time again. Different longs and different shorts ahead of news. Oil, gold, silver, stocks, cryptos. Like, must be nice to get that insider information. This was going to be for Reptar, but something that we will probably get more into detail in on another video. But Coinbase has dropped an agent-to-agent marketplace. Yeah. Here's the example they give you. Think of it like an app store, but for robots. So Chompy could go on. Chompy needs to be able to do something. Maybe it needs real-time data, or maybe it needs image generation, or maybe it needs trade execution. It doesn't actually have that app or ability because we haven't programmed it. So instead of me hunting down, or Reptar, I should say, because I don't do that, hunting down APIs and managing keys, your agent discovers the service it needs from the agentic market. It says, oh, wait a minute, I don't have to find that. It's right here. So the agent, Chompy, goes on to the agent store and says, I need an app for trade execution on, I don't know, Robinhood. That doesn't exist yet, and it says, oh, there's one. How much does that cost? Okay, it costs 14 polygon or whatever. And it goes, I'll take that. Thank you. The agent pays for and uses that service autonomously. Transaction complete. No human approval needed. Now, you would have to approve these actions at the initial level, and then it can run. But you would have no human approval needed is not actually accurate. You wouldn't need to approve every single step along the way. You wouldn't need to confirm each step along the way. You just need to give it the blanket permission to start with. So yeah, again, agents won't use the same tools as humans. But this is the reason this is important. Coinbase is making an agent-to-agent marketplace. I mean, if you don't think AI agents are going to change everything, I enjoy your universal basic income, because that's all you get. I think all of us little people, have the opportunity to position ourselves now into these emerging spaces in such a way that we can live above the universal basic income, whatever that is. And that the universal basic income may be fine, maybe way more than, what communism has always been. Here's your bread, here's your shoes, here's your gray pants and gray shirt. And because that's the cheapest thing to make, and it sustains you, and it's enough for you to be alive, but you don't really actually get to live and enjoy life. That's where I go. My mind goes for universal basic income, but maybe it's not that. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Elon's right, and we have universal high income, and I don't know. We'll see. But my goal is to position myself to where I'm not living off of whatever pittance, whatever government decides is basic income. All right, let's move on to the big story. This is from, I want to get into this for a minute. This is from Sweep at 0x Sweep. DeFi is dead, and most of you still don't understand what it actually was. It was never a financial system. It was a loop designed to manufacture synthetic valuations for minimal capital. You mean like fractional reserve banking? Is that what you mean? A token gets emitted. You're paid to deposit it, and that deposit is recorded as total value locked. That's position one. You borrow stablecoins against that same collateral. See, $1 gets deposited, and you're paid to deposit it. That deposit is recorded as on the bank's registry. Sound familiar? This is not. You borrow against that collateral that you locked, and you deploy the stablecoins somewhere else. So now that same base capital is supporting a second position on another protocol, just like your fractional dollar. Then you take the liquidity pool token and you restake it and loop it again, third time. Okay? And again, if you want to read all of this, go to at Ox Sweep or 0x Sweep. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you get the point. The guy makes everything he's saying here is a great way to understand what's happening, but it's not unique to DeFi. This is DeFi's version of non-fractional reserve because they can't do. This is DeFi's version of fractional reserve because they can't do fractional reserves. That is in the laws. They have to back one-to-one with their stablecoins. So if they're going to give you a stablecoin, it's got to be backed one-to-one. They can't do like the banks do and loan the dollar out 6 different times and not actually hold it in their reserves. So his point, I think, doesn't exactly follow. His example here that he lays out, I think, is 100% spot on. But that, in my opinion, does not mean DeFi is dead because fractional reserve banking is not dead. This. Now, let's talk about what happened because this ties into the KELP crash, and I want to get some details. By the way, this is freaking hysterical. Dave Ramsey. Okay. And he says, yes, Dave. This is great from CryptoCurve. By the way, CryptoCurve, well done. Well done. So you staked your ETH on the Ethereum blockchain to earn yield. Yes, Dave. Okay. Except you didn't want your capital to be locked up, so you actually staked it with a liquid staking protocol called Lido. That's correct, Dave. And Lido gave you a liquid staking receipt token called staked ETH in return. Everybody with us so far? Yes, Dave. And you didn't think that was enough, so you juiced the yield even further by depositing your staked ETH receipt tokens into a restaking protocol on Eigenlayer. You're correct, Dave. And now, you didn't want to lock up your capital, so you actually restaked with a liquid restaking protocol called KELP DAO, who provided you with a liquid restaking receipt token called restaked ETH. You got it, Dave. And then that was surely not enough juice, so you deposited your restaked restaked ETH tokens into a lending protocol called AAVE so that you could open a leveraged looping position that borrows ETH against the restaked ETH collateral and restakes the ETH into restaked ETH, which is then deposited as collateral, except it turns out that your restaked ETH uses a cross-chain bridge called Layer 0, whose security is held together by a one-of-one toothpick, which was obviously hacked by North Koreans I guess, causing restaked ETH to become under collateralized. And now these looping positions are stuck and unprofitable, and everyone's pointing fingers at each other. And also, DeFi is very serious. You're 100% correct, Dave. Yeah. Yeah. I want to point out one thing right here. It was fine until it was hacked. The bridge is the weak link again. All right. So this is so funny. Layer 0 is from Coin Bureau, is blaming KELP DAO setup for the $290 million hack. Layer 0 Labs says the exploit stemmed from KELP DAO's use of a single verifier setup it had warned against, shifting responsibility away from its own protocol. The attack is linked to Lazarus Group, targeted RPC infrastructure, and forced a failure on compromised nodes, enabling a fake transaction without exploiting smart contracts. An attacker drained 116,500 restaked ETH from KELP DAO's Layer 0. This has chain reactions. Let's see if I have that up here. All right, so the KELP DAO hacker has moved those funds to a new address. Guess what, Chief? Blockchain is forever. We can see the address you moved it to. Zach XBT, one of the greatest blockchain sleuths we have today that's not AI, let's see what he says. Says they're already being laundered, been bridged to Bitcoin via Thorchain. Guys, additional funds moved through Umbra. I would not be surprised if we saw some. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the Tornado Cash is what I was looking for. Yeah. By the way, Layer 0 is like, KELP DAO did it. Yeah, their setup is used by the majority of Layer 0 apps. Yeah. 2,665 Layer 0 apps over the last 90 days. 47% use the 1 of 1 setup. 45% use 2 of 2. And only 5% use 3 of 3. Yeah. They just set up the lowest security. They said, well, we got security. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I agree, Mr. Gray. I agree. The bridges are the reason I'm hesitant to stake anything. I'm fine if I'm on Coinbase and I want to stake my ETH on Coinbase. That's it. I'm not doing this other stuff where I have to bridge between different chains. I'm not doing it. The bridge is the weak link. It's also the reason, like, I personally use Saucer Swap for my HBAR and Sauce and PAC tokens, but it's less than 10% of my HBAR total holdings. Like, I'm not putting all my money into these things because I'm not smart enough to know if the people that I'm giving my money to are doing the right stuff. Let's see if this is mine. Did I pull it up here? Yeah, I'm gonna go back here. So from Woo Blockchain, Arbitrum freeze of KELP DAO linked ETH triggers faster laundering. That's right. They're freezing some of the ETH from KELP DAO. Arbitrum is a layer 2. Multiple small ETH transfers already gone through Umber Cache, which is for anonymizing. Like, you can't see where it comes out. But I want to focus on this right here. The Arbitrum Security Council, this is from D-Star, at D-Star. Looks like Homestar Runner a little bit, but not really. The Arbitrum Security Council moved 71 million in ETH out of the hacker's wallet. Read that again. Moved out of the hacker's wallet. Does that raise any red flags for you guys? And this statement doesn't make sense either. If your government comes after your money, only Bitcoin can save you. I'm sorry, what? Arbitrum pulled money out of someone's crypto wallet. In this case, it was a hacker, but they have the ability. The government is already talking about either locking Satoshi's wallet, or if you want to get real fun, you can go to California, where if you don't touch your Bitcoin wallet within over a period of, I think it's 2 to 3 years, they will just seize it. How? It's in a seed phrase locked private wallet, right? Yeah. That's not a good thing, guys. All right. And let me wrap up the news portion with this. Rave from Coin Bureau, the Rave scandal is getting bigger. Binance, BitGet, and Gate are officially investigating Zach XBT, called all three out by name, alleging insiders used their platform to engineer a massive short squeeze. That would be when the token went up to $20. So the BitGet CEO said they're looking into it within an hour of Zach XBT calling them out. Binance CEO says they're going to investigate all market misconduct. Shut up. Gate Exchange, we're already on it. User protection comes first. RaveDAO just became crypto's latest case study in alleged insider manipulation after its Rave token crashed 95%. I told you guys, the top 10 wallets held 99.37% of the tokens. Less than 1% of the tokens was held by anyone outside the top 10 wallets. And at the time, I'm looking at the screen over here, last Wednesday, when that was the case, there were 50,000 wallets. 50,000 wallets, a $4 billion market cap, and 10 wallets held. So it's 50,000, 50,330. So that means 10 wallets held 99.37% of all tokens that were out at the time. That means 50,320 people held 0.63% of the circulating supply. That means, so the circulating supply times the price equals the market cap. So 99.37% of $4 billion was held by 10 people. And everyone acts surprised that they rugged. I told you. I love it. RaveDAO denies involvement. Seriously? We didn't do it. Okay. It's on the blockchain. We can see your wallets. We know exactly what wallets sold. We know exactly where the profits went. But yeah, that's what it was. You can see it. Thank you for bringing, look at this Gate support. Thank you for bringing Rave to our attention. You mean you didn't notice it? please. It's a joke. Yeah, at the time, so at the peak, they were 20, what does that say, $26? Over 6.3 billion in market cap. 99.37% of it controlled by 10 wallets. If you're new to the crypto space, this is what a rug looks like. I want you to go here. I want you to go to any project. I still have this up. So when we look at a project, we look at the market cap, we look at the volume, we look at the total supply that will ever be minted, and we look at the circulating supply. Okay? So you can see about 25% of the token has been released, by which I mean it's been made publicly available. Right now it's locked away. You can see the number of holders. And then you can scroll down, and we want to look at the price and see what it does over time. But you can scroll down, and you can look at the news. You can see their unlocks, who owns what. The ecosystem owns 30%, early supporters. You can see all this. You can see what's locked. You can see what's unlocked. You can see their schedule, how long it's going to. You can see their when are the tokens going to be released. Okay, when are they going to be released? You can see right here. That tells you stuff about their tokenomics. Then you can look at the holders. You go, okay, there's 60,000 holders. Okay, great. And then you look at, like we did, holders distribution. You can see the wallets that hold the most. This one wallet holds 27.79% of all available tokens. You can see this. This is a recipe for a rug, always. Okay? So if you're new and you're like, holy crap, look at this token, you need to look. Because 98% of us will be buying here and getting crushed by these guys. All right. Let me check and see if I've got anything that has popped up while we've been talking. Maybe some of that interest, in anything interesting from the supposed Trump press conference. Hey, I mean, NFTs are back. Okay. Yeah, everybody posting NFTs are back has never owned one. That's probably true. But the prices are going back up. Yep, AI. Okay. Clarity Act equals a done deal. Really? Not based on what I just freaking read. And quit showing this crap. This guy right here, you need to not follow. We've talked about this 3 times now. This is the state of Florida. See that? Senate state of Florida. This has nothing to do with the Clarity Act. And yet idiots are posting this guy's a moron. Do not follow this guy. Name a coin. Seriously. Pokemon trading card. Okay, cool. Ooh, yeah, we're going to do this here in just a second. Nothing. Okay. All right. So let me switch off of this, and we're going to get to, if you're just here for the news, that's what I've got for you today. And, sorry, I got a text from my mother. Is this real? Probably not, Mom, but I'll look at it here in a minute. Come over here. And, again, if you're here just to kind of hear what the news is, that's all I got for you today. I want to do a little bit on the live show for Illuvium. See, this was their first partnership. They partnered with GameStop. They just released today at 9 a.m. their Lambo partnership collection. So I'm going to show you what that means. And we are going to, whoops, wrong one. We're going to open some discs, at least a couple. So we're going to come over here. So Illuvium has partnered with Lamborghini. This is they have an avatar and eventually going to be turned into a card game where you can earn actual money. It takes fuel to buy. Fuel is basically a secondary currency. You can buy fuel with cash, or you can earn it from playing the game. I earned my fuel from playing Illuvium Zero. And I did buy a little bit, but that's been a long time ago. But you can see basically one fuel is, 100 fuel is $1. So these discs, you can see these are Wave 5 standard discs. They cost $2.50. A mega disc, which has extra stuff in it, costs $15. These cost $20. I'm going to buy a fat stack of them. We will be giving away some of these on our game nights on Wednesday nights. But without further ado, I can buy 20 of them because that is how much fuel I've saved up. Boom. I hope my wallet is signed in. You do have, you do get rewards for however many you buy. Boom. There they are. You can see up here, this is my wallet. This is one of my Illuvatars. Probably my favorite from collection 1. We're now on collection 5. So now we go to load our discs. All right, so we're going to see this right here. You've reached stretch goal. Congratulations. So here are the stretched goals. I've reached a bunch of them. I got all of them because if you buy 10, you get the stretch goals. I get the battle board. I get an in-game Ranger skin, limited edition. I get a limited edition bot skin. And there you go. I get a sticker. I get an emoji. All of these are usable in-game. Sweet. Yep. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So you can see all these here. These are, let me go back. All right. Let's go. Whoops. Wrong. Let's go this way. Can't do that. Okay. We'll do it this way. We're going to go here. We're going to check out my assets. And we can see some of the stuff I just got. So I got a battle board. I can actually sell all of these. These are all NFTs. I can sell them on the marketplace. You need this to play in the $50,000 battle, the arena battle. You have to have this board. You get it for buying 3 discs, or you can buy it on the marketplace. So 3 discs would be $60, which means it makes sense if I were going to sell this to sell it for less than $60. Probably substantially less, seeing as how the items that you can get in these packs themselves are, I have to tell them there. Is that me? I have to tell them their artwork is not showing up on the, what happens if I click on it? Yeah, there you go. So you can see this is your Ranger. There are different skins that you can find in mining game. Right now, that is selling for $80, $75 if I wanted to buy it. So there you go. All right, let's get down to my discs. Right here. You can see I've got some standard discs. We give those away. There's a mega disc from earlier. These are items you can earn. Blueprints are items you can earn in-game and sell on the marketplace. Or this is my old guy. He's a tier 1 or a wave 1 set 1 guy. He's also a hollow. He's awesome. He makes me happy. All righty. Let's see what we got here. I don't need a listing. Here we go. We're going to load these discs. I'm going to leave that off for now. I'll do a few. These are for me as well as the community. So, give me 1 second. One second. Sorry, they send me a one-time password. There we go. See, all better now. What you doing? I know I reached a stretch goal. All right, so this little animation comes out, and it does have sound, but I'm not going to bother switching the stuff because then I echo. Let's see what we got. All right, so this guy is purple. This is a guaranteed rare alluvial, which the rarer ones are worth more to sell. None of these are doing anything super fun. All right, so these are accessories. They boost your scores. If you're interested in the game, we can do a video on that. So little nose guy you can put on your Louis Vuitton. It gives you a 2.5% boost. The eyebrows here or war paint give you an 8.75% boost. That's actually a good one. The scars, I think another 2.5. Yeah. All right, let's see what this guy is. This is from Wave 5. This is not obviously this is the Lamborghini themed one, but this is going to be a rare or above a Louis Vuitton avatar. You get the connection there. So what do we get? Nice. A cheeky nimble Zephyr Lynx with a 1500 score. That's not terrible. What we get here? Alrighty. Take a look at this guy. The Lamborghini Exalted moniker starts out with a power of 1706. That's fine. It's not a great. That's not going to win you much, but all of these are useful, and there will be a card game coming for these. Cool. So you can see Lamborghini jacket, Lambo background like I had there. You can see the ring. You can see the hat. Cool. Let's do another one. Let's see what we get. We can. Let's see. There's a Wave 4. There's a Wave 3 mega discs. Because these are old, they're probably maybe even worth something. I don't know. Yeah, Illuvium did ask, or Kieran, the founder director of Illuvium, did ask on social media last week. Hey Giorgio, get bent. See this guy right here, this Giorgio BTE, whatever. Get bent. You're a loser, piece of trash, scammer. Can we delete that? Let's see. Unwanted commercial content or spam. And he's gone. Get out of here, you loser. Trying to steal from people. I hate a thief. All right, let's get back here. You can see the page loading. We'll do one more. I know you guys don't. A lot of people don't really care. I know some people do, but we'll see if we can draw. There are some that are very rare and will be worth quite a bit of money. And why are you taking forever? I don't know. Let's back up. I wonder if there's just a lot of people trying to open right now. I want to get one more just to see if I get something cool. Yeah, must just be a lot of people going right now. We're going to refresh the page. Yeah. I guess they were not prepared for that server. Their offers? Ha. Yeah, right. Somebody's going to sell a $20 pack for 4 cents. I love it. Well, it looks like the Illuvium website is a little slow today, so I guess we'll call it there. I was hoping to open a few more. But if you'd like to have a chance to win some of these discs, hold on to the disc, sell it later. Some of the GameStop, these came with this particular piece of art right here came because I purchased some GameStop discs just like this, and those GameStop discs are, I think the floor price on those is around $300. So I will probably hold on to a few of these Lambos to sell in the future. All right, here we go. We'll give a few away on game nights. So you do need to get into our Discord and be there for our live game nights. And here we go. Mr. Gray, thank you. Have a great day as well. If you're watching on live or if you're watching on the replay, do us a favor and smash all those buttons. The likes, the shares, the comments. Hate comments are always welcome. We're a big fan. Oh, look, that one's on fire. So we got, that's a belt or is that a necklace? That's a leather dog collar, 2.5. Not a big, but 2.5 is the minimum boost. 3.75 is a little better. And you can use these. What's really fun is you can put these decorations on, like this guy right here I'm about to open up. Boom. I could put a collar and a bandana on him and raise. You see his little score here? It says 1501. Every time you put something on there, it raises their score. All right. This is on fire. Let's see what I got. Let's see if I pull a grail. Boom. Check that dude out. Lamborghini Virtuous. Doesn't it look good? It's got the big Lambo tracksuit. Got a 2029 power. Look at that. So all of these numbers, he's a level 2. This stuff means stuff. But anyway, that's what we've got for you today. Let me close this out. And I will say just a reminder, please, please, please be very, very, very careful, especially if you're new, seeing all these projects that are going up. You know, you can 100x your money, you can 60x your money on these projects that just came out. No one's ever heard of them. And all of a sudden, they're climbing into the top 20, into the top 30. And then you do some research and you find out, wait a minute, the majority of this project is less than half of 1% of these tokens are owned by anyone other than the founders. And then if we've learned anything, I guess in the last 2 weeks, it is bridges are the weak point. So if you have to bridge your currency to get some type of reward, be very, very careful. Okay. With that being said, pay attention. We're going to need everybody's push here for this NFT NYC thing. We will, as soon as we get that video submission in, we will provide links for everyone to like and I don't know whatever type of support they're looking for. I don't know if it's likes or comments or upvotes or downvotes or whatever. We'll let you know, but we will definitely appreciate everybody getting us to New York City for this NFT conference in September. And if you happen to be there, we'd love to sit down with you, chit chat, have a drink, say hey, actually meet people in person instead of just on the interwebs. But have a great Tuesday. I'm going to go to the dentist. Yay. All right. We'll talk to you later. By the way, that's our disclaimer. You should read it. It's awesome.
Drop.